In this little video, I want to talk about some Canva tips on creating um, PDF, maybe lead magnets, or some of those kind of marketing PDFs that you can use for getting new customers and sharing tips, step-by-step guides, and all those little lists that are so effective in attracting more new audience. Okay, so here we are in Canva. And so what I have actually, my first tip for you right now is actually that um, Canva is full of templates. And if you follow me, you know that I advocate using templates a lot. So this is one of the things. There's a lot of really cool templates in Canva that are free to use and are created by professional designers. So they are good to go. Of course, you want to edit them to work for your content, but also for your brand. You want to apply your brand guidelines visually, whatever fonts and colors and so forth you're using, photo styles, and etc. So my tip to you is that, all these like, 5 steps for, slimmer waist, or, whatever, 5 steps to this and that, and or 3 tips or 3 best ways to do this and that. So these listicles are super effective. People love to read something very clear. There's like a limited number of steps they need to take. Somehow, they say that 3, 5, and 7 seem to resonate with people. That's probably true, but if you just have 4 amazing things that you want to share, why not share 4? In any case, these are lists or listicles, step-by-step guidelines, some of those things that you want to share. And you want to maybe create a beautiful PDF that your potential customers can then download. Maybe they'll give you their email address in exchange, anything like that. So your first instinct is to go and maybe search for a list, or step-by-step guide, or whatever that would be on Canva, to find a template, or just look at generic like document templates. That's a good way to. But actually, my tip for you is use a table of content. So here I have examples of tables of content. And the great thing is, if you look at closely, quite often there's already text, a number and text. So many of here will have a little blurb associated with number. And you can, of course, change that number to like 1, 2, 3, whatever it is. And these are quite often more interesting design than just if you search with list. If you search with list on Canva, you get like a bunch of checklists and weird stuff that doesn't necessarily work for a step-by-step thing. So find table of contents. I think I have a couple of examples. So this is a search with words table of content, and there's some interesting stuff here. I like that one. I'll show some example that I played around with that one. Then if you just search with the word content, you get more table of content type of stuff. So there's like, you could get really big, bold 1, 2, 3, and some blurb like steps, and you could even like still add a photo up there. Look at that one. Really, you could add 6 steps, or like take 1 out and have 5 or whatever, 3, and put 3 pictures next to it. A lot of these have really cool layouts as is, and you could just grab it and make it yours. So I want to show an example what I did. I picked 3, and I'm going to start with the one that I already pointed out before that I thought was pretty cool. So this one here, I thought this was a cool example. It uses Bodoni font, which is a kind of, they call it a modern font. It's a combination of these thin hairlines and thicker strokes. And it was, I think it was like designed by Giambattista Bodoni in the late 1700s, so late 18th century. In any ways, it's still today very modern, very beautiful, very kind of classy, high class looking font. And combined with this kind of elegant imagery, what a beautiful layout. Like, you could use this for so many different things. Now, I've played around with this, so you could definitely just plop your image there, use your own fonts, whatever they would be, And this is just a general tip. Whenever you can find a template that is already close to your brand personality, so remember your brand personality keywords help you choose these kind of things. So when you find one that's already close to your brand personality, it's much easier to then go ahead and make those changes to make it align with your branding. So I took this and I created a couple of layouts with it, just changing a few things. One was that, okay, what if you want to just have 3 steps and you want to just add 3 images? So very simple. You can see that I didn't change many things. I just added 3 pictures, and for the sake of example, I just changed it in 1, 2, 3. I didn't really change the text here other than the title, so there might be a mismatch. It's kind of placeholder text for whatever there was. And then if you wanted to be more playful, you could make the pictures a different shape to match your, like, let's say that one of your brand keywords was playful or fun or something like that, you can make it. So here I didn't really change anything but the imagery and the layout slightly to show you how you can turn, this was the original one, how you can turn a table of contents with 3 items into 3-step kind of a quick guide. Of course, you could then keep repeating this page and changing the numbers and adding, like, maybe you have 6 steps and it's a 2-page guide, whatever. So that's one. A second example that I want to show you is this one. So this is again, the first page is the actual table of contents that I found. It says expedite table of contents. It looks like it's maybe table of contents for some travel magazine kind of thing. And what I did with that is here, I actually didn't change the layout, but I changed the colors and the fonts and the imagery for you to see a little bit better how much the look and feel will change when you just change those things. So let's take a look at that example. So here we go. And again, I didn't change the small print, or actually here I didn't even change these titles. I just changed the bigger title to say 5 steps and then subtitle to say to perfect desserts. I don't know, just pull it out of my head. So here you can see I changed the image, I changed the colors and the fonts, and it looks completely different. You can get this is again more light, more fun, more almost like a birthday party, festive, whatever, joyful, whereas this is kind of more solemn, classic, more calm, whatever. So definitely there's a big change that you can do just by changing fonts and colors. And here again, of course, you have to, one of the key things that worked in this very well is that there was, like, originally I already selected something that had 5 steps and it would work very perfectly for my 5 steps. Now, if this was 3, you could of course just delete 2 and add more text, whatever that you needed, or just, even just make the font size bigger, or just, remove, what you could do is remove the bottom. Oh, sorry, let me just show you on the fly. If you had just 3 steps, you could just delete those if the photo is beautiful, and you could just have even that kind of very sort of artistic, beautiful, almost like a book cover, like little flyer. So that could work too. A lot of little things that you can do. And the third one that I want to show you, this is the table of content that I found. It is, interestingly, about food. So I just found it from a random layout in the template, but they have this picture of seagulls. Not sure why. Seagulls do like food, but if you look at all these titles, it's all about food. What I did, I again changed fonts, I changed imagery, I changed colors, and I added some color layers to add some extra kind of visual element there. I didn't change any texts. I changed the numbers to be like a numeric sequence, but I didn't change any of the content here. So that might be throwing you off a little bit, but the point here is to kind of see the visuals, how they change. So here, and again, we go from this kind of black and white, almost cold, super modern, very kind of simplistic design to more girly, soft, pink, kind of almost journal-like layout with really just what I did was changed the typefaces, the image, and then added these pink or pale red, whatever, pale pink color squares here. So very small things that you do that can change the entire feeling of the layout. And again, these are all tables of contents that I turned into templates for listicle or step-by-step guides, or like, you know, what are these things called? Like guide, you know, top 5 something, or, you know, step-by-step how to, you know, something quick, a quick win for your customers. Okay, so if you're now watching this video on my blog, you can get these. I'm going to post links to these templates for people who have joined my Facebook group. So let me show you here. I have a Facebook group called DIY Brand Design and Strategy for Soulpreneurs. This is a place where I hang out frequently, as often as I can, and I share a lot of these video tutorials that I create completely for free for your convenience. So here you see we have already tons of, and this is not even up to date, guys. I have more. Here we have videos from brand strategy, how to stand out in crowded marketplace, Canva tips, you know, how to create or design, how to DIY your logo, different, you know, tips for logo sizing and different logo lockups, how to do Instagram puzzle feed in different apps, creating color library for your brand, all this kind of stuff. You know, what logo file types do you need? What are different color modes for your designs and logos and stuff like that. So lots and lots of stuff. Find DIY brand design and strategy for Soulpreneurs. That's where I am going to be posting the share links for these Canva templates. So if you are interested in using these, they are yours for free. I just created them just to show you how you can use table of contents for something that indeed is not table of content. The point when you think about these kind of repurpose, or you think about like, I need a template for X, Y, and Z, and your first instinct is to go look at template or to go find a template for that exact thing. But the tip here is that think about the type of content that you have, and then think about what other template might have that same kind of content. So for instance, in this case, this is about numbered lists. Well, what else has numbers and text? Table of contents. So that's how you can find other kind of similar things. If you're in Canva and you're like, okay, I need to do X, Y, and Z type of layout. Think about what is the content like. What other kind of design might have a similar kind of content that you could then reuse, repurpose for your design. As an extra tip, I want to show something cool. So here, if you go Canva and you search visual charts presentation, this is you'll get a bunch of different kinds of looking infographics and charts. Here again, so first you look at this and you're like, wow, how corporate and boring. Maybe you don't want to use any of those, but look deeper, start thinking, maybe my steps could be portrayed, 5 steps in this form, or maybe the process that I teach could be portrayed in this form, or maybe the process that I use could be portrayed in this form, or whatever visual form. And then by changing colors, changing fonts, adding some extra, like I added those color layers, anything like that, changing the form or shape of something, you can make it yours and make it more fun. Okay, so that was that from this time. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to post in the comments. And as always, happy branding.